Greetings guys and gals, this is XIJABERWALKIX bringing you the best in SC Gaming. Today we have Light versus Flash, MBCGame versus KT Rolster. This is going to be set 4. It looks like, I believe, actually I'll tell you once the scoreboard comes up. Anyways, this is going to be a TVT matchup. At the 12 o'clock we have Flash playing in yellow, and at the 5:30 position we have Light playing in red. Light is a very, very good Terran player, and Flash obviously needs no introduction, and so I hope that this is going to be a good matchup. Set 4, looks like MBCGame is up 2-1 on KT Rolster, so Flash really needs to win this game. Luckily they put him in the 4th set and not the like 5th set like they did last time, like complete morons. But anyways, this is going to be on Icarus, played on the 7th of December, and I apologize for not putting out a video yesterday, but you know, I had to do a lot of studying because I had a final today in anthropology, and I did pretty well. The multiple choice was a little bit hard, but the essay, I just absolutely smashed the essay. So hopefully I end up with an A in a class, and everything goes well. Anyways, supply depot going down at that southern position for Light, and it looks like Flash is doing the same thing. I'm expecting Flash to go the build, oh my god, show off. The build that he always goes, which is 1 racks into CC. But, you know, he could go something else. That one time he did go for factory, and guess what? He won. Flash could pretty much go like 26 CC and still win. I'm almost positive, because he's just Flash. He's just the man. Racks going up for Light. It looks like he's also getting his gas, so going to go for an early factory. And Flash still has nothing, so I'm expecting Flash actually to go for a 14 CC. And it looks like that SCV scout, or that SCV is going out, probably to put down a barracks, so a little bit of a late barracks for Flash, which is kind of surprising, but you might go for you know, racks in the CC still. That is kind of a late rack, so I wonder why he does that. Maybe he just wants to get a little bit economically ahead. Looks like Light already has 3 SCVs on his gas, so he's going to go very, very gas heavy to start. He needs the gas to you know, accompany that mech build that he's going to go. SCV going out for the CC. Yep, for the CC. So 1 racks into CC from Flash. Big surprise there. Looks like SCV scout going out for Light, and so he's gonna obviously scout this build. But I mean, you pretty much could just be like, you know what, he's going 1 racks into CC. I don't even care. I don't even care. Flash hasn't cheesed in like 2 years, literally 2 years. It's probably not that long, but seriously, Flash like never cheeses now. He doesn't need to. He just has such good macro. SCV scout might be scouting for some cheese actually, going in the wrong direction though, so he's not going to scout him quite yet. Looks like he sent another SCV scout as well, because he wants to scout out Flash very, very early. Make sure yeah, that he knows pretty much what kind of build he's going, because against Flash you really need to know if he's going to go 1 racks in the CC or for that factory mech build, because he can just macro up so fast. Looks like Flash is placing bunker down at his front there, and is going to deter the SCV scout, so that SCV scout's not going to be able to get in the base. Does know that he went 1 racks into CC though. The only way he would put that bunker up there is if he did go 1 racks into CC, and that Light is already at his starport, man. Light is going some super, super fast tech. It looks like he might be going for Wraiths, because he's going for dual starports. That's the only thing I could think of. And if Flash doesn't catch this, he can be in a little bit of a bind, because Wraiths are very, very effective against, you know, Flash usually goes for Vulture, Vulture tank, and these early Wraiths could do a lot of damage to Flash if he goes for the Vulture and siege tank tech instead of, you know, getting his armory for upgrades and getting the Goliath. And Flash's scout does not get in the base, so he has no inclination that there's going to be Wraiths in the area. He's getting his factory up, still pumping out SCVs, which is very important, because he is at 2 bases to Light's 1. Light's going to possibly put on some early pressure with these 2 Marines and his Vulture, but probably just, you know, to kind of take Flash off of his guard. It looks like Flash is going for a starport as well. So that's kind of peculiar. He might be thinking of some drops or something of that nature. Supply depot going down as well, and he's pumping out Marines, which is a little bit peculiar. He needs a little bit of defense though at the same time, so it's kind of it's not too strange, because he needs a little bit defense before his macro kind of kicks in. His natural and his main aren't too saturated. They're about kind of even, so that he's about at 1.5 bases if you look at it saturation wise, while Light is at 1. First Wraith is now out for Light, and he has an idle SCV there. Don't know if he's going to make a supply deep or anything. He's going for an Academy, probably not for any type of Medic Marine build, obviously, probably for his comsat station, which I mean, if he's going for the comsat, he kind of knows. Well, I guess not, because you get your comsat anyway for mines. But here come, and Light reveals that he has gone for race. Don't think that was a good idea. Think that he should have definitely got at least 2 more race before he revealed them. Gonna be able to pick off these Marines, but these 3 Marines are going to be able to kind of take on these race, because one of the races already at very, very low health. Here comes a siege tank out, and it might be able to take out the Wraith and see these. It's just that Marines are really effective against Wraith, actually. He should have waited for Cloak, or at the very least waited to reveal his tech before he had more Wraith. Here come more Wraith attacking the Marines. 2 Marines going down. The last Marine is killed off. It looks like Flash is getting his engineering bay to put up some missile turrets. Don't know why I had such trouble saying that. And it looks like the Rax was floated over to Flash's base so he could see inside the base. Very good move there, because he did not go for the Academy. Did not want to waste the gas to I don't know why he didn't go for his Academy. Probably didn't want to waste minerals, because Wraiths are pretty mineral heavy. But here comes the missile turret, almost up now. 1 Marine following those Wraiths, 4 Wraiths in the mix, and that barracks is going to have to go out. Not going to be able to get any more scouting information from that, since the missile turret is now up. And he's pretty committed to this Wraith build. It's not really all in, but I mean, he needs to do a lot of damage with it if he's going to make it count. Wraiths now out for Flash as well, and it looks like Light's picking up his expansion. That engineering bay has been lifting up, so he's not going to be doing any research and upgrades, which is pretty standard. I mean, he's not going to go for any ground units. And wow, it looks like Flash already has his cloak upgraded, and he's going to get a few easy shots off on that Wraith army. Those Wraiths are going to have to back up, and I don't think that, yeah, so it looks like Light has not got cloak yet. He's researching it as we speak. But really, it's kind of bad for him, because he doesn't have cloak. He's going to have to run all the way back to his base. He really can't use his scans up on that. Goliath's now out for Flash as well, and so Flash, I believe, is going to be able to defend this beautifully. He's probably going to be able to pick off this Wraith as well, and is able to, and it looks like that Light is really kind of committing to this Wraith build, which I disagree with. It looks like he's transferring his probes as well. Probably should switch tech, though. I don't know why he's really continuing to stick with this build. He did put in the minerals to get the control tower and the 2 Stargates, but wow, that is just crazy that he's committing to this, because Goliaths and Marines and Race are out for Flash, and he's going to be able to defend this very well. And that girl's like, you know what, Light, you're giving me a headache with all the crappy builds you're going, man. I mean, it was a good chance, because really you need to do something cheesy kind of to defeat Flash, but honestly I don't think that this was the right thing, or if it was, he should have waited a little bit longer to reveal what he had. He just got really antsy and moved in with 2 of those Wraiths. And I know I say that you need to be aggressive, but you need to be smart. When you play Flash, you need to be smart. You need to know when to push in and when not to push in, when to reveal your tech and when not to reveal your tech. It looks like he's researching siege mode as well, kind of switch to that kind of mech army. Is getting 2 tanks out, and it looks like Flash might be pushing in here. He does have Wraith, Goliath, and tanks in the mix. Might have a Vulture as well. Has an SCV to repair any damaged units, and he's coming in here. He's coming in hot, ready to attack. And realistically, I don't think there's much to defend this. Having to put up his barracks is Light, because he lost that one in the mix there. Here come the Wraiths on that left-hand side, and pretty much Flash's army is just going to contain Light here, doing a very nice job of defending. And Light's going to have to move back to his natural expansion. That machine shop just stopped spinning, so I'm assuming that that Siege Tech has been upgraded. And now he's also building a command center, so Flash is going to be able to expand at that top right position. Light has sieged up his siege tanks, and Flash is just coming in here hot. It looks like Light is going for another harass attack, but I don't think this is going to work. I mean, there are missile turrets there. There also are Wraiths in the area, and they're going to be able to defend, cloaking his units, getting a few hits off on these SCVs, and Flash is going to have to run his SCVs, does not have enough to deal with this, and now he might even get his engineering bay picked off, which would be very bad, and does get his engineering bay picked off. Here comes Flash's race, able to pick off one of the race of Light, and pretty much just a Wraith battle here. One of Flash's Wraiths go down, another of Flash's Wraiths go down, so he's down to one Wraith. Comset going down on that Wraith. Yet again, Goliath now in the mix. Goliath is going to be able to deter these Wraiths, as Goliaths do so much damage to air, especially Goliaths. Goliaths are very, very weak, and if he pulls off a Comset, but no, looks like Light just barely sees that and routes the other way, but Flash could have killed all of those Wraiths if he would have, done a quick Comset when at the right time in a fight. Didn't manage to see that. Anyways, 3 more factories going up for Light there, so he's going to go for a very heavy mech, and I believe that this is going to turn into the late game, as both players are getting their third bases, both picking up their cross-position bases, and pretty much both players are just content with doing a little bit of harassment, but for the most part they're macroing up, getting their siege line up and running, and getting more mech units out. Looks like both players are sieged up, Light at the southern position and Flash at the north. And Light's also scouting out for any extra bases. He wants to make sure that Flash doesn't get too outrageous. And realistically, even if it's a TVT matchup, you want to be one base ahead of Flash, because Flash is just so good at macroing up his units. He just has killer macro somehow. Machine Shop spinning for Light, so I'm assuming that he's going to be going Vulture Speed or Mines, one of the two. Another factory for Light, so Light's going like 5 factories now. A lot of factories for Light. He's also managed to build a command center and is going to pick up his bottom right base, and that's exactly what I was saying. He's picking up an extra base comparatively to Flash, and that's going to be so good for him. If he's at 4 bases to Flash's 3, then I believe personally that he's going to be able to win this game, simply because Light is probably the second, well, he's probably the third best Terran right now, in my opinion, tied with Lita. Him and Lita are probably tied for third, and second obviously goes to Fantasy. Fantasy is just doing so well in his Terran play. Comset station going down at that bottom right base, and it looks like Light might have, he dropped off a Vulture probably just for scouting purposes, not going to really get by this Goliath without taking a hit. Manages to make 2 mines before he dies there. Comset going down, able to pick off. Really, that's kind of weird that he wasted a Comset just for that one Goliath and that one mine. It's really weird, actually. Probably just being a little bit lazy there. And it looks like Flash is moving his forces to the left-hand side, looking for a drop, possibly trying to pick off a dropship. But not too much else is going on. Neither player is really going for too big of a drop, or too big of harassment, too big of attack. Both of them are just macroing up. And this is really good for Light, actually, because Light's going to be at an extra base comparatively to Flash, which is very, very good for him. He's probably trying to secure this 9 o'clock base as well, which is really particular. But, Flash is sieging up here, coming in to attack, and is going to be able to take out this small defense here. Cloaked Wraith's coming in as well, but they're not going to be able to do too much, in my opinion. They're probably just going to be used for a little bit of harassment, keep Flash on his toes. Science Vessel now down for Flash as well. And here come the Wraiths, are seen by that missile turret, so Flash knows that Wraiths are in his base. They might be trying to pick off some siege tanks, which is what they're doing a very nice job of doing some harassment here. Flash is going to have to run them by the missile turret, although he's not going to be able to get a kill off on those Wraiths. No kill going off on the siege tanks either. Good scan there. Is able to get a few shots from that Goliath and almost able to pick off that Wraith, but not quite. 4 Wraiths still in the mix for Light. He's going to come into this top right base here, which has no missile turret critically at the moment, and Flash is going to have to run his SCVs probably, unless he's just going to keep them there and get killed. But no, he does run his SCVs to the bottom right corner, probably going to bring in some mech units, probably some Goliaths or something, or maybe Wraiths of his own to deal with this. But now Light has all 4 bases up and running, which is very, very nice for him. Flash is still only at 3 bases, and this is looking kind of bad for Flash. Flash is getting harassed. Flash is getting, kind of owned more or less in the harassment department. Here comes a Goliath to deal with this, is able to pick off one of the Wraiths. Only 2 more Wraiths running right past those missile turrets. Oh man, only 2 more Wraiths in the mix. There was actually 3 there. I didn't see that third one. It was kind of stacked on top. Missile turrets going up at that top left position, so Flash is going to try to pick up his 4th base as well, but at this point Light has just had 4 bases a lot longer than Flash has. Flash is just now building that command center, and Light's been at 4 bases for about a minute to 2 minutes here. Looks like Light might be going in for a drop as well. Flash's force just now moving out, and Light has pretty much secured this expansion more or less. If he puts an expansion up, I think that he might possibly be able to hold it, although that's a lot of mech units for Flash. Flash has a ton of mech in the area. Light also has a Marine at that 3 o'clock position, so he's gonna know when when Flash tries to take it over. Wraith attacking these dropships might lose it, but no, good comp set. And it's kind of weird that the Goliath does not have charm booster, so Light has not researched his charm booster upgrade yet, which could be which could come into play a little bit later, just because of the dropships and stuff like that. They'll get picked off a lot less quick, and that could come into play. Excuse me. Looks like another factory going up for Light, and he did get his science facility, so probably going to go for some science vessels here. Flash now picking up that top left base, as I said before, and it's almost done, so he's going to be up and running pretty soon. I believe those are SCVs transferring as that blob goes up towards that top left. But for the most part, this has been pretty much the same. Both players have just been kind of moving their armies around, not doing any really big engagements. Light has done some good harassment on the mineral line of Flash. It looks like Flash killed that Marine, so it's probably going to try to expand at that 3 o'clock base there, building missile turrets in the center of the map. And this is when things get really dicey. This is when mobility gets really limited and engagements are kind of forced. So we're gonna see who has the better micro, really, because Flash's macro will probably kind of equal Light's when it comes to Light being up a little bit in bases. So it'll probably be same army composition. We're just gonna have to see who micros the best and who's able to do the most damage in the least amount of time. Kind of a lot of dropships now out for Light, so probably gonna go in for a drop. That Wraith does see that, though. He is picking up that base at the 9, so it's gonna be at 5 bases. And Flash is now probably trying to get his base as well, and it looks like that Light might come in for a drop, but no, there's Goliaths and tanks and stuff right there, and getting one of his dropships picked off. That's not good. Flash is now moving in his army. Might be going in for a big attack here. Not entirely sure. And Light's picking up his forces. Flash now has a lot of dropships in the mix as well. Here comes Flash just going in straight through. Missile turrets hitting a lot of the dropships, but able to drop a lot of his units here. Flash is just coming in non-stop. Onslaught here is doing not that good of a job in attacking, really. This base might go down, but no, Light is not reinforcing. Here comes Light with his dropship army. He's going to be able to hold off this base, I believe. He does have the high ground and just obliterates all those tanks. It looks like Flash's army gets caught kind of in the middle here, and Light's doing a very nice job. Not as many siege tanks as he would like on that ridge here, and Flash is just going to go straight towards the left. Light's going to have to reinforce with his army very quickly, but if he's able to kill off this army with these dropships, then he's going to be able to take all of Flash's army out. But Flash is doing an amazing job of attacking at the left-hand side, and Flash is also picking up a base at that right-hand side at that 3 o'clock position. Flash's army is able to obliterate Light's, which is very surprising. If Light was able to reinforce with his dropship army, he would have just been able to take out all those units, but unfortunately he does not do so. A lot of missile turrets going up for Flash as well, so he wants to deter any type of drop on his tanks and kind of force the engagement that way, sieging up his tanks at that right hand side, so that base is going to be kind of secured. He's going to deny that base for Light, at least for the time being here, and it looks like Flash's base is finally up and running, so both players are at even bases now. And although Light has been mining for a lot longer, so he's going to have a little bit more minerals in the bank, a little bit more army, and really I don't know why Light isn't attacking. I mean, this is the critical point now where Flash's army is not as big as it was, and a lot of his army got killed off, and Light needs to come in here and just pretty much attack. Really, he has a lot more units. He's had this base up longer. He needs to be aggressive, at least take 1 or 2 bases off of Flash, because if Flash has these bases for this long, it's going to be really bad. He looks like he's trying to go right through this turret line and drop on this base, doing a very nice job of dropping all his units. Here comes Flash with all his units as well. Sieging up first is Light. Light's going to have the first volley, which is very critical, doing a massive amount of damage, but really, it looks like Light has his forces kind of split up here. He gets killed off, which is not good for him, and all of these dropships, oh my gosh, all of these dropships are getting killed. Not very good micro by him, just losing a lot of dropships, going right through that that turret line not good at all, man. And I don't know how he lost that attack. I believe it's because he split his forces up a little bit too much. Although he did get the first volley, he just kind of spread himself a little bit too thin on that attack now. And now he's really, I don't know what he's doing, man. He's trying to get a scout out maybe on that engineering bay, but really not doing a nice job. And it looks like Flash is going to drop right on this ridge here, although there are wraiths in the area, so they're going to be able to take out a lot of these units. 2 Goliaths get dropped off, and they're going to be able to take out these wraiths here at the very least. And this base is pretty much secured by Flash, so pretty even matchup as you know, as of now, I guess. Both players still at 4 bases, although Flash is probably going to expand to that 9:30, 10 o'clock base, I'm assuming. He really be a risky move, but he could take the 4 if he really wanted to. You know, that 5 o'clock base is pretty close, but really if he wanted to, he could take the base. It looks like Flash is taking another base, moving his command center over, and this is going to be really bad for Light. Light needs to do something quick because Flash is just getting out of control, and you know, when Flash gets out of control, there's no way to beat him. Sieging up his siege tanks really close. They're going to be able to take out that 1 siege tank, doing a very nice job there. Comset going down for Flash, and more units packing into dropships. They're really kind of committing to this dropship play, which is very smart, actually, even though you know, there are missile turrets in there. Dropships are just so effective when it comes to, you know, dropping on siege tanks, and mobility wise dropships are very important. We saw how important dropships were in the game of it was a game a long time ago. It was like Remedis versus, I don't know, but it was on one of the triple casts or Colorado, and here comes Light, just able to take out this middle army, this middle part. He might even be going down to that 4 o'clock base, might be able to take that out as well. It looks like that's what he's going to do. But yeah, so one of the casts by Colorado, it was one on Troy, where you can take out the assimilators and make pretty much it so the opponent is stuck in their bases, so you can't get any units past it, and that's what he did. And then the Terran player went for huge dropships and was just able to really outmaneuver the carriers that the Protoss player went for. So dropships are very good in mobility, and you know, they make it for a whole different type of play. Seeking up his siege tanks, able to take out that missile turret, and slowly it looks like Light is pushing out here. Flash needs to do something to combat this. He has a huge army, it looks like, at the north face here, that northern position, and right now he's really not reinforcing. He might be going for a type of surround. He does have less dropships by quite a bit. He only has probably like a little over half the dropships that Light has, and Light is at a very big advantage on dropships. But you know, Flash has built a lot of Goliaths, and Flash's macro is just so good. Looks like Light sieging up his siege tanks now. Might get a good volley off on these Goliaths and siege tanks, and does get a very good volley. Is able to take out a lot of these forces here, and Flash is kind of reluctant to move in. I think if Flash moved in, he'd be able to do a lot of damage. It looks like, oh, very nice move by Light. Light almost getting, you know, pincered by all of those Goliaths there. He's coming in for another drop, and is really just ignoring those turrets, doing a very nice job. Gonna be able to take out this base. It looks like Flash is gonna lift up his his command center so it doesn't get sieged on. This armory, the science vessel, and both armories look like they might go down. Flash trying to take in his forces as well, might be dropping on top of Light. His dropships are at kind of the southern position, and he drops out that southern position, trying to defend, but really he's not going to be able to. This base by Light is definitely going to get taken out. Don't know why he tried to take that base. Really, that was kind of a bad move here, but you know, both players pretty much at even bases. That base is going to have to get lifted up as well, and I kind of advise Light to go south, although Flash has reinforced it beautifully, also doing an attack at this 9 o'clock position here. These SCVs, man, are just getting kind of trapped in the area, and you know, Light's doing a good defense, is able to keep up that base. Probably is going to be able to keep up the 930 base as well. At least he's going to be able to keep that command center. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, at least he's going to be able to keep that command center. More dropships coming in for Flash. And this has turned into a macro intensive game. This game is just so macro intensive, it's ridiculous. That command center looks like it's going to go down. He's going to have to land it and repair it very quickly if he wants it to stay alive. In StarCraft 1, you cannot repair buildings when they're... Well, actually, I think you can repair buildings when they're in the air, so... Never mind, actually. I think you can. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since I played Broodwar, but I'm pretty sure. I know in StarCraft 2 you can repair stuff while it's in the air. And I mean, you can repair stuff like dropships and race and air units, so I don't see why you wouldn't be able to repair a building while it was in the air. So never mind about that. And now we look like we're kind of going for a stalemate. Both players just macroing up more and more, just slowly moving up the siege line. And this is why TVT is not really my favorite matchup, is because it's just so tentative. Players are just really tentative and doing a scan right before. I think that Light just barely saw that scan go down. Very nice job by Flash and very nice reaction by Light. But yeah, this is why I don't like TVT as much, just because it's a lot of tentative moving forward and stuff like that. The drops are very fun. Here comes a huge drop on that southern ridge, and it looks like Light has just a ton of units going to be able to siege on this bottom base here, probably be able to take it out, and Flash is in some trouble. He's going to have to reinforce with his army as well. Looks like he's trying to go at the top at that northern position, but as his units were coming out, they were just getting sieged on, and this is going to get cleaned up. Oh my gosh, Light might win this. Might win this. Dude, Flash has almost no army. He's going to be able to macro up an army, yes, but you know, he's going to have to lift up this base, and Light is going to have a lot more bases here. Here he comes with more units, but oh my gosh, man, he's trying to put up a base at that northern position as well, and he's getting very desperate. You can just tell, really. I would move in these forces, try to take out that command center if I could. He's slowly moving in from the north, and Light is at that southern position, and that's why it is so tentative. He does have a siege tank siege, so he's not going to be able to land that base as of yet. He's going to have to unsiege that siege tank at the very least to make that base. Upgrades, I have not seen upgrades, but 2 science facilities are down now, and I want to look at the upgrades. I want to see what they have for upgrades, because I'm very curious, obviously. But yeah, so Light is doing a very nice job of defending this, a very nice job of attacking, and you know, kind of keeping Flash on his toes. Flash has not been able to macro up a super huge army, and it looks like Light is just suiciding SCVs because he has, you know, he's overmaxed on food. He needs more food, he needs more army, and so he's just suiciding SCVs into his base. I want them to click on units so I can see the upgrades here. Anyways, it looks like Flash has picked up that 230 base yet again, and so he's going to be mining at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish bases, and Light's going to be at 1, 2, 3, 4. Light's only going to be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, Light is behind here. Here comes Flash, putting in a huge drop on all of Light's units here, and oh my gosh, Light is just getting absolutely owned at the right-hand side, doing a very nice job of attacking this base at the 930 position. So Flash is going to have to lift up his barracks yet again, and that engineering bay is not going to go up. It looks like Flash is going in for another drop here, dropping in the main. There's not a lot of missile turrets. Oh my gosh, this is going to be really bad for Light if he gets dropped on. That's what's happening. He is building a physics side, was going for battle cruisers, and that's why he doesn't have a lot of army. But here comes these siege tanks. These siege tanks are going to just be able to do so much damage here in the main. That physics side is done, but it's going to get taken out as quickly as it was built, and just killing these supply depots, doing a very nice job of dropping in the main. This is devastating for Light. Here he comes with his own dropship army here. He's going to be able to take this out, but the damage has been done. He lost a lot of buildings. I'm surprised he didn't focus down that physics lab, to be honest, because he's been saving his minerals for those battle cruisers, I'm assuming. Has 3 armories, and so really surprised. I would have delayed that a lot, but instead now he's building his battle cruisers, getting his control towers up. And battle cruisers, I believe, is not the right move, because you can just go mass Goliath. Mass Goliath is effective against air in any type, in any proportion that that command center might go down there. And so it looks like Light has picked up that 930 base, and so Light is going to be 1 base ahead, and this is just going back and forth, and this is just a great game. Light is playing so well. Here comes the dropship army, not going to be able to defend this. Light's going to have to, you know, lift up this base, and Flash is going to retake that base there. It looks like, but no, it looks like he doesn't commit to that. He's not going to attack that command center. He's going to go up on that ridge, with is a lot more effective, although I don't think he can shell, to be honest, that base. I think it's just a little bit too far out of his range. Here comes Light with his dropship army, going to be able to take out all of these forces, doing a very nice job of you know, keeping that base up. And so he's going to be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases, and Flash is going to be at 1, 2, 3, 4, So Flash is going to be at 5 as well because he's retaken that right-hand side. So pretty much back to even here. It's just been such a roller coaster ride of a commentary. And, you know, both players are playing well. Flash expectedly playing well. And Light, you know, Light is a very good player, but I did not expect him to play this well. He's just toe-to-toe with Flash. Although this Battle Cruiser tech switch, you know how much I hate big air tech switches. I just don't like the Battle Cruiser tech switch. Battle Cruisers are very strong, yes, but they come out so slow. Although looks like Flash has not built a lot of Goliaths to deal with this. He hasn't really gone Goliath heavy. He's very siege tank heavy still, which is very surprising because Light isn't really going mech anymore. He's going for a huge Battle Cruiser push, and I think he would be very well advised to switch to you know, some Goliaths, mass Goliaths. He's getting his starports as well, so he's going mass Goliath or mass Battle Cruiser as well a lot later than Light. But why is he doing this? I don't understand why both players are going super mass Battle Cruisers. It really doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. Battle Cruisers are not the way to go. I think they are obviously higher on the tech tree, but they just can get owned by Goliaths. Goliaths are just so good against Battle Cruisers and carriers. I don't know why they always do this. Here comes the Battle Cruisers. Obviously he knew that he was going Battle Cruisers before, because when he dropped in the base, that physics lab was just finishing. Looks like Flash is coming in here. 4 Battle Cruisers is very strong though. If he doesn't have a lot of Goliaths, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. But look at that. He has to back up just from 1 Goliath. Battle Cruisers have a lot of health, but he's having to back up, and that's not good at all. Control tower is being built. He really needs to make this attack count. He really needs to attack before Flash gets his Battle Cruisers in the area, because he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. I just don't think that Light has the macro to, you know, stay hand in hand with Flash. He's been ahead in tech every single at every single point in the game, which has helped him out a lot. But when they're at the same point, when they're at the top of the tech tree, I can only imagine that Flash is going to kind of pull ahead, which is going to be unfortunate. And so Light needs to do a lot of damage before that happens. And at this point in the game, he's really not doing it, which is kind of unfortunate for him. And looks like he's kind of trying to siege on this top left base, which is probably almost mined out, I'm assuming. But it doesn't really look like it. But he's had that base for like this almost the entire game, so I'm surprised it's not almost mined out. Maybe he just doesn't have a lot of, you know, he doesn't have a lot of SCVs on it. But it looks like those mineral patches were pretty low, so it's gonna be mined out at least in the near future. Dropship's still out for Light here, and Light has a lot of battle cruisers, man. Light needs to move in, push in. Like if you push in, you can do so much damage. And here he comes attacking the Goliath, gonna be attacking the missile turret. The Goliath just really popping, doing a very nice job. Yamato on the Goliath as well. Here comes Light with his dropship army, but no, why isn't he sending his dropship army? He really needs to send his dropship army. He needs to do a lot of damage before the battle cruisers come out. For Flash retreating for some reason. Why are you retreating, man? I don't know what you're doing. Not doing a lot of damage. Should be attacking. Needs to attack. He's kind of pressed to do the attack, although it doesn't seem like he realizes it. He doesn't realize that he's pressed to attack, because if Flash gets out these battle cruisers, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. There's a lot of battle cruisers out for Light, and the first battle cruiser comes out for Flash, doing some nice damage, able to take out this base. So now Flash is at 1 less base than Light, and that's very good for Light. Light needs to move in. Really, he can move in here. If he moved in, he would probably win the game. Honestly, if there's no Goliaths, there's no army, there's nothing out for Flash, because Flash is switching his tech right now. Science Vessel out for Light as well, but I don't know why he's not moving in, man. Why don't you move in? You need to move in. There's a lot of Goliaths. Yeah, there is a lot of Goliaths. And why is he's just sacking these dropships? Oh my gosh, all those dropships just go down. Hopefully he didn't have a lot of units in there. Don't know why he did that. Maybe it's to free up supply, and EMP going on those battle cruisers, so they're not going to be able to use Yamato. But why did he just sack all of those dropships? Maybe it's to free up food or something, but I have no idea. Now he needs to move in. He needs to move in. I don't know how many times I can say it, but these battle cruisers are coming out for Flash, and they're doing a very nice job. He's doing a very nice job of keeping Light at bay without having to really do anything. He is 1 base behind at the moment, but I don't really know what he's thinking, to be honest. It looks like Flash might be going in for an attack here. He does have more mech forces than Light does, and is also, you know, kind of going in with these dropships. But realistically, What is Light doing? I mean, he has more forces. He's going to be able to, you know, kind of overpower Flash. And right now he's just kind of being content to sit outside with one more base. And we know, we've seen countless times how much that doesn't work. How terrible of a strategy that is to think that you can out-macro Flash because you can't. And sitting outside his base is not working. He is ahead. He is ahead at this point in the game. But realistically, he needs to move in. He's just being content with staying outside the base, not really doing too much. And that's a wrong mentality to have against the best player in the world. You need to be aggressive, and I know it's hard, but we've just seen it. We've honestly just seen it. We've just seen how many times people have gotten owned by thinking they, you know, being ahead and being like, you know what, I'm just going to keep the lead, just macro up, and I'm going to keep this lead. And it doesn't work. Flash getting a lot of his dropships getting picked off. I think both players are just kind of sacking their mech army, not really caring about it too much because, well, I guess not, because he's coming in with a force here, going to be able to take out this base, or at least haul production and haul the mining at it for quite some time. He might even be able to take the base at the 930 position as well. There's not a lot of mech forces, and see, this is what I'm talking about. When Flash gets comfortable, he's able to do, oh gosh, that was a lot of battle cruisers though. But when Flash gets comfortable, he's able to do some harassment. He's able to macro up. He's able to, you know, keep you on your toes and keep you back instead when you were ahead, because you were ahead at one point in the game. And EMP going off on all those battle cruisers. You need to move in. Now's the time to move in. If Light moves in, he got a good EMP on all those battle cruisers, but no, he's not moving. What the heck is going on? Why is he being so tentative? He's not moving in. Good EMP going off on those battle cruisers, but he's not moving in for some ridiculously stupid, retarded reason. And I'm gonna be really disappointed if Light loses this, because Light should win. He should win against the best Terran in the world, and which would be epic, which would give him so much confidence if he won that game. But right now he's really not doing anything, getting his base sieged on rather. And he's had to lift up that 9 o'clock base. Is probably going to have to lift up this 9:30-10 base as well, which is going to be devastating for him. It looks like Flash is coming in here for the attack, and Light is not ready for this. Light should have had his battle cruisers there, now retreating for a little bit, just killing off two siege tanks kind of particular, and here comes Light. But realistically, what the heck is going on? Both players are being so tentative, and Light, man, you were ahead. You could have attacked. There wasn't that many battle cruisers out for Flash, and now you might be screwed, bro. You might be screwed. Siege tanks coming in here and possibly going into that top left base. That top left base is mined out. The main is mined out. The natural is mined out. The top right base is almost mined out. The 3 o'clock base is almost mined out. The bottom right base is mined out. That 4 o'clock base still has a little bit of minerals on it. The main is mined out. The natural is mined out. The bottom left base still has some minerals, and that 9 o'clock still has some minerals, but very, very low mineral game. Very, very low mineral count for both players, and not a lot of minerals to go around, so this is going to have to come down to one big attack, I believe, and that attack is going to determine the game. Both players are probably going to stay in a little bit longer just because they've, you know, put so much into this game, but realistically it's probably not going to last too much longer. And so I can only imagine that Flash is probably going to win this. I'll be honest. I mean, that's kind of the, you know, the consensus here. There are a lot of battle cruisers out for Light though, and I don't know why he's not attacking. He still has the advantage, but it is slipping out of his grasp, honestly. You know, Flash is just doing a lot of damage, making those two bases lift up and halting supply, putting in another drop here. Going to be able to pick off a lot of SCVs, which is going to be very bad for Light. Light's going to not have as much production. Really, Flash is at 1 mining base, and Light is at 1, 2. He's actually at 2.5, which is a lot better than Flash is. So maybe he's doing a good job of macroing up. I don't know. Don't really change my opinion. I still think that if he would have attacked, he would have been able to do a lot of damage. And now there's a lot of battle cruisers out for Flash, and you know, Flash honestly probably has better macro than Light. And so that's why, another reason why I think he should have moved in. I think that, you know, if he would move in, this game would have been over about 10 minutes ago, but instead he's being very tentative. He does have more battle cruisers, visibly more battle cruisers, and so this is really just going to come into Goliath play. Honestly, Flash is, it's obvious why Flash isn't moving in, because he doesn't have as many battle cruisers, but why Light's not moving in, at least why Light is not moving to the left-hand side, which he is now finally, was beyond me. I had no idea why he wasn't moving to left-hand side. Even if this came down to an elimination match where, they're trying to destroy each other's buildings as fast as they could, Light would win because he has more bases up than Flash does, and he has his bases, a little bit more spread out. Flash is kind of maintained to that top right corner, and, Light is pretty much everywhere. And why he's not moving in, I've said it about 100 times this cast. I know you guys are probably getting annoyed with it, but he's playing like an idiot. He's playing like an idiot, and it's just making me mad because this game is just lasting forever, and it really shouldn't. Like, I like seeing, oh my god, that's so many battle cruisers. I like seeing good TVT, but this is just ridiculous. This is like bad, epically bad decision-making TVT. It's not even good. It looks like he might be moving in here. Might be moving in. EMP going off on the... Oh, but he's able to get off the EMP. Defense matrix going on that battle cruiser does lose it. I don't know what I was saying there, but does lose it to like 3 Yamatos. Science Vessel play is going to come in huge because Yamato play is going to be huge as well, and so whoever can get off a good EMP is probably going to win this, even if Flash is behind in battle cruisers. If he's able to get off an EMP, oh man, losing that Science Vessel, not able to get off the EMP. Very nice defense by Light. Light needs to move in now. He doesn't realize that there really isn't any more Science Vessels for Flash, and really he could move in. He has just so many freaking battle cruisers, man. He's just picking off missile turrets and just running back, and it pisses me off. Why are you doing that? It's stupid. You're playing like an idiot, man. He's just like, yeah. And I know it's probably BM, but God, this is making me so mad. He's not moving in when he really should. He really should just move in here and attack. He's picking off, missile turrets here and there, and really it's going to come down to these 2 science vessels. I think whoever has more science vessels, honestly, is probably going to win. If he has 3 science vessels, there's no science vessels out for Flash currently that I can see, and so honestly, he's not going to be able to EMP. First science vessel comes out, not going to have enough energy for an EMP for a little while. And so, if he can get at least 1 EMP off on Flash's battle cruisers, he's got an insta win. He's got an insta win. If he just moves all of his forces in at once, he's got an insta win. Move your battle cruisers in first, and kind of move your science vessels in a little bit after, with both of them queued up for EMP. Another Yamato going off on the missile turrets, and he's really just wasting his Yamatos too. I don't know why he's doing this. It looks like Flash might be coming in as well, but no, both players just kind of dancing around, scan going off from Light, and this has become really boring actually. I might even stop commentating this game. Oh, EMP going off on those battle cruisers, very nice job there, but losing his science vessel as well. Not a good exchange just because he lost his science vessel for EMP on 2. Look, even the coaches, man, they're like, what the heck is Light thinking? He's not moving in. The coach is just like, I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated watching, man. Even though Flash is on my team, because I believe that was a KT coach. Even though Flash is on my team, man, I'm getting frustrated with Light not moving in. But here we go. Here, almost ready for the battle. We're almost ready for the battle, man. Almost ready. More missile turrets being built by Light and delaying the game even longer. This is possibly the longest game ever played. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure there's like a 2-hour game out there somewhere in the Pro League. Definitely, probably was TVT or TVP. Probably not a Zerg game, but I mean, Jesus, man, this game is just ridiculously long, and more Yamatos going off on those missile turrets. Here comes Flash's army. Oh, just barely coming away. Flash almost went in to try to pick off those 2 battle cruisers, and Light is moving away now. Light is retreating. Just give up. Just GG, man. If you're just gonna be a big baby and not go in, just GG. Honestly, this is becoming so retarded. This is becoming so stupid because Flash has been able to macro up yet again. He's been able to macro up. His army just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And you know what, Light? Your army keeps staying the same because you're at your food max. You know that, right? You know that this is not helping you in, at the very least, doing all this because you're probably maxed out on food, so your army can't get any bigger. Your macro can't get any. I mean, you can replenish your army. Battle cruisers don't build that fast, though, bro. Battle cruisers don't build very fast, and now Flash is able to get a critical amount of units too. He's probably maxed out too, and now you just screwed yourself over. Man, this is a long game. I apologize. I wish this game wasn't this long because I know it's hard. It's hard to watch games that are this long. It's honestly just hard to watch games that are this long because. I mean, if it was good game and it was action all the time, yeah, it would be good. He might be able to pick off the Science Vessel. Is able to pick off the Science Vessel Yamato. More Yamato's going off, able to pick off 2 of those missile turrets as well. And that's what he's doing. He's just whittling down these force little by little. But if he went in for a big attack, I mean, I can see why you would want to be tentative. Not many people beat Flash, especially now. Not many people beat Flash. Flash's win ratio as of late is just ridiculous. But honestly, if, you know, you gotta have some balls sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta go in there, go in for an attack, and not wait it out. Is he waiting until the map's mined out, man? I mean, once you're at your max food, you're at your max food, and you got your income, you got that 9 o'clock base, you got that other base at well, you don't have the base at the bottom right. You have the bottom left, though. You know, flat. You're at 2 more bases, technically, to Flash. Don't know what you're doing, man. It's not like either one of your armies are going to get any bigger. Both of you guys have the same amount of battle cruisers. It's just killing me. Just absolutely killing me. This game. So long. But in other news, hopefully my Fraps gets registered pretty soon. Hopefully I can scrounge up the $37 to register it so I can do some SC2 stuff, because I'm really into SC2. Obviously I'm on the CSU Starcraft team. CSL, I do have my own tournament, KSL, and you know what, I like casting stuff, although I don't know if I mentioned this in my other video, but I watched some of the GSL stuff, and I think GOM TV and Greytech have honestly ruined StarCraft 2. Like, if you look at even the intro or anything like that has to do with the GSL, it's not as good as the on-game net stuff and the MBC game stuff. It's just not, and it's never been. Even when they, you know, did cast of other stuff, and a pause going on because they're like, Jesus Christ, I need a potty break because both of you are just babies. But so yeah, now I'm gonna get a chance to talk. Oh, hopefully no one's keyboard broke this time, and we're gonna have a reset of the game. That would be just retarded and devastating and sad if somebody's computer broke. That would be just depressing. after I casted this whole game and after everyone watched this whole game, it ended up being a draw and they had to redo. That would be, oh my gosh, that would be terrible. Looks like they might even be going for a stalemate, which would be just retarded. I would hate for it to go to a stalemate because Light was ahead. And really, games that go to a stalemate are stupid, I think, in all honesty. Looks like Flash just needed a pause, or Light needed a pause, just because the freaking, they've been playing for so long, man. They've been playing for a really long time. But, yeah, back to the GSL. I like, okay, so don't get me wrong here. I don't want to sound like I'm bashing on them, but Nick Tasteless and Artosis are not the best commentators. They're amazing because they went to the Korea, they lived in Korea, they do the whole Korea thing, they've been there a long time, but for casting for so long, and for being there so long, they are not the best commentators, man. Like, I watched some of the stuff on Ustream or Justin TV, I believe, and it's really not that good. I think that Caller, Arise, Moletrap, Diggity, Husky, HD, even people like Starcraft could do a lot better job. You know, Ranshin, Nuke. In my opinion, Nick Tasteless and Artosis, as much as I love them, and they're awesome. They do translations, and they do the whole 9 yards. They do everything pretty much. Might get that command center picked off, but they do everything. And they're awesome for that. You know, they've done so much for the StarCraft pro scene, and in esports, and I don't want to be like hating on them at all. But honestly, they, you know, I think that we could find a little bit better commentators for the GSL. And that's just my opinion, you know, and you can disagree with it. I'm sure a lot of people will. And don't get the wrong impression that I don't like Tasteless or Artosis, because I do like them. I do like them a lot. They've done so much. A ridiculous amount for, you know, the StarCraft scene, the pro scene, and esports, but just not the best commentators. They don't really do anything besides, you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But that science festival just kind of gets suicided into there. I don't know why that happened, but they don't really. I don't know what it is. It's just something. They're just not that good. Just at the end of the day, you know. And so I think that Gray Tech needs to do something, because they're just butchering. You know, the pro Starcraft 2 scene on GameNet and MBC do so much exponentially better than GOM TV does. GOM TV does not do a good job at all, and it's not even that, like, it's not that you even have to pay for it. It's just the quality of the stuff they do is not as good. It's just, I don't know what it is, but it's just not good. If you disagree or agree with me, please comment below and tell me what you think. If you guys have seen any of the GSL stuff, the stuff that I watched was on the Ustream, the Tasteless and Artosis StarCraft 2 Ustream, or Justin TV, or live stream. Something of that I found on TL. But yeah, it's not that good, and I think that Gray Tech needs a massive overhaul of what they're doing. And I can, you know, I know why StarCraft was so big is because, you know, MBC and on GameNet made it so exciting. They just made it really exciting. You can see players' faces, you can see the reaction of the crowd, and there's some of that in the GSL, but not nearly as much as there was. And another part of it is, obviously, there's not the big names in the GSL yet. There's not the, I mean, there's Boxer and Nada, and you know, Zergbong's not a big name, but he's a StarCraft pro gamer and stuff. And ooh, huge EMP going off on all those battle cruisers, and so we're probably even gonna get delayed. But no, Flash is like, you know what? I am tired of waiting. I'm coming in. No, just kidding. He's coming in. Yep, he's coming in here for an attack. Huge EMP going off on the forces. Here comes the battle cruisers for Light's reinforcing with more Goliath. He went really Goliath heavy. He's gonna be able to attack Flash at 2 angles, and I think he's gonna be able to win, even though he waited for so long. But not going down. Those battle cruisers are just not going down. Here comes the Goliath again, and I cannot tell who's ahead. Honestly, it looks like Flash has more battle cruisers. It looks like Flash has more battle cruisers, man. Here comes the Goliaths. Goliaths are in the mix as well, and I think, oh my god, Flash might be able to win this. After all, it looks like there's only about 5 battle cruisers out for Flash, or out for Light. 4 battle cruisers, 3 battle cruisers, but less battle cruisers out, and Flash GG's! Flash GG's, so Light wins the game, and oh my god, after almost being retarded and losing the game for herself, Light wins somehow. That was an crazy battle. That battle almost made up for how long we had to wait for it. But that was the most insane battle that I've ever seen. Those Goliaths just reinforcing, going very Goliath heavy, doing a very nice job. And honestly, I don't know if Goliaths were the right answer, because in the end it looked like Flash almost beat Light. But you know, if Light wouldn't have been at all those bases, he probably would have won. But nevertheless, Light doing an amazing job, just amazing. Although at the end there, he kind of lost it. He kind of lost me. He got me really mad. But able to beat Flash, a rare occasion. Great match, great game. GG, Lates.